I started to get sick. The first thing that people thought was HIV. But each time they send you to theater, they're not realizing that instead of closing, it's opening. It's becoming bigger and bigger. If you're going to leave her here, you're going to hurt that child because she's fighting for you to come back home. My soldiers, they think that my heart is a germ and my kidneys are so they are fighting against those. And unfortunately, there's people that need to be cheerleaders.
Dumelang Sanmarani, hello, hi, welcome to Conversations with Muhle. As you guys are all aware, October is the month for cancer awareness. So I thought, why not bring someone who has experienced that unfortunate side of life and has survived. Today we are speaking to Busi Tovela. Hi, Busi.
Hi.
How are you?
Well, thanks, and you?
I'm good. Yo, I didn't know how to approach you when it comes to this. Because also it's a very sensitive topic. But just to get into the hang of things, I want to ask you a few icebreaker questions.
Okay, no
and then we can just warm it up. So if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Well, in the world, I'd say I'd go, well, basically, not even far from here, but I love Mozambique.
Oh,
I
okay.
love Mozambique.
That's
it's a nice
interesting.
place. The people there are nice. Like the vibe, nje, it's like awesome. So I'd go there. No way up there. Abo Europe, no.
Just
next
up
door.
close. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. And if your life was a movie, who would play you and what would the title be?
I'd say Tony Braxton.
Tony Braxton.
Yes.
Okay.
And the title would be Strong Women Never Cease to Exist.
Wow. Okay. And if you're a superhero, what would your superpower be?
To change people's minds.
To change people's minds.
Yeah.
Why would you want to change people's minds?
People need to just change the way they think. People are so stubborn, and once they believe something, they stick to it.
They stick to it.
They don't want to change with the times. So I would definitely want to control everyone's minds.
Wow. Okay. And if you were to have dinner with anyone in the world, who would it be and what would be the one question you ask them?
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry. Okay.
Well, the storylines of his movies. What are they based on?
Where does he get the inspiration?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the one piece of advice you received this year that you're like, oh, okay.
The one piece of advice that I've received this year is put yourself first. Because I always put people before me. I believe in serving people more than serving myself. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And that can be exhausting. Yeah, I can imagine. I can only imagine. And if you could go back in time to any moment in your life, what's that one thing or one time that you'd go back to?
2009, December.
2009.
If I can go back to the date, exactly the 6th of December. That's the date when we lost my brother.
Oh, okay.
I'd go back to the date and just change.
And change how things would have gone. Okay. And what is your favorite way to unwind?
Chilling.
And doing what? That's just it. Just chilling.
Yeah, have a quiet moment with nice music. And yeah.
And what is nice music? What category?
South African Afropop.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, funny enough, I would have assumed you would say gospel.
No,
I would say.
Well, I've got my times where I just want, but to unwind.
Okay.
Gospel, it makes you think a lot, man, and strategize. So rather, Afropop, then you are relaxed.
Okay, and 3 words to best describe Busi.
I say strong.
Strong.
Yes.
Okay.
And loud.
Really? You're loud?
Very loud.
Okay.
Very loud.
Okay.
And lastly, I'd say courageous.
Courageous.
Yes.
Oh, definitely strong and courageous. I don't know about loud. I've never thought of yours. In fact, I would think of your sister as the loud one more than you.
And she's not the.
Really?
I'm the loud one, basically. I'm very loud. I'm
Okay.
glad.
As a comeback is to learn about people,
Yeah.
honestly. And so I want to get to speaking about your journey
Yeah.
regarding your cancer. Maybe first explain what type of cancer you had and at what age you discovered.
Okay. So in 2003, I was 16. I got diagnosed with lupus SLE.
Okay.
So that basically means that my immune system is abnormal. So in a normal person, your immune system would be fighting germs and bacteria, but in my case, it works the opposite. So it attacks my organs and my interior organs as well as my cells. So the diagnosis actually happened after a year. So I started to get sick in 2002 actually, and then only got diagnosed the following year, which was 2003. So it's not curable, it's not contagious, but what it does is it just changes your life because it takes over everything. 1 minute you are fine, the next minute you change. So yeah, it's been a long journey.
It's been a long journey. That's what,
Something 22 years now.
22 years. Oof, oh my gosh. And when you say 16, I'm thinking you're in high school, probably
Yes.
grade 11, grade 12. How do you then cope with school?
Oh, it was a mission actually. So how it started basically, I was a chubby person, growing up. But when I got to 15, I started to lose weight. And at that time, I thought, because I was in grade 9, I was like, okay, so now God is answering my prayers. I'm finally
As,
losing the
as you're
weight,
growing, yeah.
you know? But only to find out that with the weight and something, it's either I would, if I sit down, then I would struggle to stand up. And I would think, oh no, maybe it's because I walked a long distance. And then as the months went on, like things got worse and worse. It started with joint pains. And then suddenly my skin color changed. I became pale. My hair was falling off. I started to get sores around my mouth. And then my parents were like, no, this is no
This
longer
is,
weight loss. There's something wrong. So when I went to the doctors, first diagnosis was TB. And I'm 16 years old. I took the treatment for TB for 6 months, but nothing changed.
Nothing
Because now I'm
changed.
coughing, my chest is sore. If I lie flat, I can't breathe. I've got short breath. And then I went back after 6 months, diagnosed with pneumonia, took medication, nothing changed. Then I went back again, and they said it's bronchitis. Then I went back again, and they said again it's TB. So it happened like the whole year. And then in 2003, they took me to Charlotte Maxeke. It was recommended by my mom's friend actually that no, rather take her to Charlotte because now I had to leave school because now I can't carry my own bag. I can't go up the classes, up and down the stairs to change classes. I can't concentrate in class. 1 minute I've got a seizure, epileptic attack, then I faint, or it was just a mess. So the principal said, no, you know what, rather stay home until you are fine. So I then was transferred from Krugersdorp Hospital, and then I went to Constantia. Then from there, I was discharged. I came home. Then they said no. My mom's friend said, "Go to Joburg. There's people who've got this lupus." And here we're thinking I'm the only one that has lupus because now there's no doctors that know what is it, how to treat it. So it's like you are a guinea pig now. Everybody wants to try.
Everybody wants to try
Yes,
with
if
you.
you try this, then
And they win, they get to.
and you end up doing operations that you are not supposed to do, but because they're experimenting, it's. So when I got transferred to Joburg, Jane, immediately when we got there at casualty, the doctor who spotted me was like, "This is lupus. Go to this ward." So I went to this clinic, and when I got there, the doctors were like, "Yeah, no, this is lupus, but don't worry, you're gonna be fine. There's a lot of people who've got lupus." I'm like, "Where?"
Wait, because
like,
I'm the first one that I know personally.
I'm from a private hospital. I was the only one there, and when we got there, amazingly, there was a lot of people, like a lot of people who had lupus there. And luckily, I got the right treatment, and ta-da!
Wow, okay. And what kind of treatment did you have to undergo?
So with lupus, you need to take immunosuppressants. Whatever you're taking, it has to be something that's going to suppress your immune system because your immune system is overactive. So you need to suppress it so that it doesn't attack the organs as fast as possible. So We're taking immunosuppressants and also what do you call it? Vitamins.
Okay.
Yes. So just to deal with because the medication is so strong. You also need to repair like your skin, your hair, so that it doesn't fall off. Yeah.
Sure. And I'm thinking now, you're just a young teenager and all of this is happening to you. Your emotional state, how is it at that point?
It was a mess. It was a mess. And the reason why I'm saying it was a mess because now you are young. And when I started to get sick, the first thing that people thought was HIV. Because now I've lost so much weight.
And at that time,
You
HIV was the
understand?
one thing
Yes. So the first thing that came to people's mind was like,
this one.
is HIV. And the first question that even my own parents asked me was, who did you sleep with? And I'm like, I'm 16.
What do I know?
I don't even know anything. You understand? And until my dad was like, yeah, but no, she's telling the truth. Because not only did I lose the weight, I can't walk. Right? So I went from being an active girl who was running around playing netball to a vegetable. Where if you put me in that position, I'm going to sit there until you come and pull me up. Or if I went to bed, I'm going to stay in bed up until the next morning. I couldn't even bath myself. Like it was just terrible. Nothing actually worked. So I went from being this flexible girl to being a baby. And my dad was like, no, then definitely
It's something way
deeper.
more.
Yes. So at that time, you go into depression because now you're asking yourself, what did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? And you also hear people saying, oh, maybe you were not supposed to go into that yard. Because when you were kids, you'll be playing with you were not supposed to go into that yard because maybe
That person did this
bewitched
and
you or
that.
what. Now, all of these things are just going through your mind. You just fall into depression. But luckily for me, because my parents are very vocal, 2 minutes they'll be asking, are you okay? What do you need? How do we assist you? If you don't want to talk about it, write it down. Here's a diary, write whatever.
I can
then
imagine your mom saying that actually.
So yeah, but lucky I can say for me, the one thing that actually helped my mental status was support that I got. They ended up changing their mindset to say, okay, so that's not HIV, but we need to find out what is it so that we can be able to help you. And my parents, they are one people, they don't believe in giving up. Ne? Giving up or failure is not in their vocabulary. So you also end up changing your own mindset, encouraging yourself, pushing yourself to like, I'm going to make it. I need to make it.
Okay, and do you at any stage of your treatment feel like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore?
No, you do.
It's fine. Whatever is meant to happen, let it happen.
No, you do. You do. I remember, okay, so in 2012, I fell pregnant. And 2013, I gave birth in April. And then so during my pregnancy, now remember the medication that we're taking, it's like highly impossible for you to fall pregnant when you're on that medication. But whatever happened, God has a hand in it. I fell pregnant. And the first thing the doctor said were like, you need to abort. Because the medication that you're taking, your child might be disabled. Your child might have Down syndrome, or your child might have mental illness, or whatever the case is. So abort. And I was like, I'm not going to abort because if God didn't want me to have a child, I wouldn't have fallen pregnant. But if I did, under those circumstances, it means there's something there. So I kept the pregnancy and everything was perfect throughout the pregnancy. But when I went to give birth, that's where everything turned. So because of short breath, I couldn't give birth naturally. So it had to be a C-section. But things changed that morning. My BP shot sky high. I needed to go into emergency Caesar. My doctor is not there. There's a student. So the operation went wrong. They cut in the wrong way, and then it was a Friday. Sunday, the operation then just opened up, and it was a long process. So I ended up staying in hospital for longer than what I was supposed to. And during the time, because now you constantly sent to theater, we're gonna clean your wound and try and close it. But each time they send you to theater, they're not realizing that instead of closing, it's opening, it's becoming bigger and bigger. So always going to theater, but nothing is happening. And when you come out, you're like, Did they close it? No,
They
it's still
didn't.
open. You end up losing strength and you feel like, but what's the point? Why can you not close it? And the answer you'd get is because it's getting bigger and bigger, but you keep on sending me to theater, you know? So there was a point where I felt like, no, I can't do this anymore. I've got this child who's not even here, is at home with my mom. The child doesn't even know that I'm the mother because of this. I can't even spend time with my child. It's only trips around me and medication and going theater and back theater. I can't.
So throughout the time where they keep taking you to theater, you are in hospital. So you've
I'm
been in hospital from
yes,
birth.
from April. I was in hospital up until December 2013. And I think I went into this deep, dark place where I thought myself, I might as well give up because so clearly this is the end. And the other thing is, you know, when before you go into theater and the doctors are like, but you understand that one of you is going to come out, either you
Or the child.
or the child. So you go in with that mentality that I'm praying that we both come out. And yes, we both came out. But now this is happening. So now you're thinking, oh, maybe the doctors were right. I was actually supposed to abort the child. You know, and now you are isolated from everyone. That's another thing because they isolate you. You are in your own room. And this is Charlotte McClackey. There's no TV there. There's no radio.
Nothing.
It's basically you and your bed. And if you
your
look
thoughts.
outside, you see another building. And these thoughts just come rolling in. Why? What was I doing? What was I thinking? Your friends, they disappear. The people that you thought these are my friends,
These are my
they disappear.
closest friends.
And like the only people that you are left with is your family. You know, it's like even church people, it's only a few that will be like, okay, we'll be there to support you. Not everyone can have that courage to say, let me go and see her in hospital because of the state that you are in. So, I went into this dark place, and people would come and sit with me, and I'd be smiling, ne? Mara, deep down, I'm like,
not okay.
they are even talking. People will come and say, Wiki, I'm here to pray. And I'm like, yo, hallelujah. But deep down, I'm like, I am tired. Especially when I hear the name theater. Yo, I just felt like, no, I can't. Until I went into theater, and I don't know what happened, but when I came, so they give you a time to say, after this time, you're supposed to be awake. And I didn't.
Didn't wake up.
Yeah, so they came, the fathers from my church, or pastors from it, they came and they prayed. And then, like, I was just in a place that I can't even describe, even today. And immediately when I came to, when they gave me the phone, it was my dad on the other side. And he's like, your daughter's name is Faith.
Oh, wow.
And if her name is Faith, it means you need to find your faith.
Find your faith.
Because she's waiting for you to come home. And if you're going to leave her here, you're going to hurt that child because she's fighting for you to come back home. And I think that actually changed
That was your pushing point.
Yes, because for me, it was like, okay, my mom is with, every morning you get this picture. It's my mom and my sister, and I'm not there. I'm missing out. They will send you videos, and you're like, I'm basically useless, and I'm a burden to these people because they have to travel every day to come and see me. They have to bring me clothes. They have to do this. I'm a burden to these people. Just maybe if I can leave, maybe things will be easier for them. But then after my dad said that, I realized that no, there's still more that I need to do. There's still more that I need to go and do. So I need to fight, girl. And I did, surprisingly, because when in that time we were three that actually had the same problem. And out of the three, I'm the only one that made it. The other two just gave up. And that also actually made me think, if they are gone, I'm next. And I'm still here.
And do you ever, the time where mom and your sister are sending you pictures, do you ever say to them, please stop, don't send anymore?
No, I don't. I don't, because if I think about it now, had I not seen those pictures, I wouldn't be here. Because the other thing is, you're also asking yourself, is the child also going to be sick like me? Is the child also going to have lupus, or is the child going to have something worse, or the Down syndrome they spoke about it, or the mental? But each time when they send pictures, you see, Mara, no man,
This child
person is
looks healthy.
you know. And sometimes the doctors would recommend that bring the child, and they would bring her to hospital, and they'd be like, so, you know. So I think those pictures were actually the reason why I had to fight more. And also seeing the fact that if anything happens to me, I know that at least my child has got someone who will take care of the child perfectly and to the way that I wanted my child to be taken care of.
And I wanted to ask how, well, initially when I was preparing the questions, I wanted to ask how the cancer changed your life, but I'm realizing you were only 16, so you never really had a life to be changed at all. So this is all you've known for all your life.
Yeah. But what I can say is it changed my life in terms of a career choice that I wanted to do, because I wanted to study law. So when I got to grade 12, I couldn't write my exams because I fell sick when we started writing the finals. So I only wrote English literature and Afrikaans literature. Then I was admitted for 2 weeks. So I couldn't write Afrikaans language and English language, but I wrote the subjects. So when when the results came out, they were incomplete. So meaning the following year, I had to go and write those two. So, and then I got my results. I wanted to go and study law, so I registered with UNISA. But now you are, so with lupus, what it does is it also takes over your emotions. If you get stressed, you get sick. If you get too excited, you get sick. If you get angry, you get sick. So you need to be in a bubble state. And with a lot of work, you become stressed. When you fall sick, you go to hospital, you get out. Of course, so that delays your process when you are studying, because now you would have to take a gap, because if you are sick for 3 weeks, they're writing exams. By the time you come back, you've lost out. You need to start. So it kept on delaying. So I think that's the one part that I feel it deprived me from that, because I would have been far if it wasn't for it. But I'm making up for it because I feel like there's still a chance. So I'm trying to study there and there, so that
At least you've got something, Yana.
yeah. Even though it takes time and it's Mara, I'm patient for finally I will, yeah.
And you still want to do law?
I've changed now. I'm doing financial management.
Okay.
Because I developed the love of accounting and after school, and I don't know how that's strange, but yeah. So I wanted to do I'm doing financial management now.
Okay. And does your daughter know of your condition? At what age did you sit her down, if she does know, and tell her?
She was 8 when I had ulcers around my feet, like wounds. And so she kept on asking, what is wrong with my mommy? What is wrong with my mommy? So then I explained to her that, no, I'm sick. So now, because she's a baby, you need to come up with a way. So I said to her, you've got soldiers in your body, and your soldiers are fighting germs. So she's like, yes, my teacher said everybody has got soldiers. I'm like, yes, but my soldiers, they think that my heart is a germ and my kidneys are so they are fighting against those. So every time when I get sick, she's like, oh, the soldiers are now acting up again.
That is actually so cute.
And she hates. So if I do anything extreme, she'll come around and say, mommy, don't forget that your soldiers are not strong enough. So it's
She literally pushes you to behave, ma. Don't overwork yourself. Yeah, okay. And what would you say has been your biggest source of strength throughout the journey? Your mom.
Yeah, my mom. Oh, my mom. She's a warrior. She's been there. My mom was working when I started to get sick. And when my dad advised, no, let's get a nurse, my mom was like, no, I'll take care of my own child. So my mom has been there ever since. She pushes me. Sometimes I get so angry at her, and I feel like, but you can see I'm struggling. You insist that I need to stand up. I need to do this. I can't. But she's like, no. She's like a pain, Mara.
A good pain.
I'm here because of her.
Okay, and then is there anything that you do, like when you're feeling, you know what, I'm just tired? Because I'm sure you get those moments where you're like, I'm just tired, I don't want to even try and get better and all of that. What is the one thing that you do, or what routines have you built for yourself to try and remain positive?
Your memory line, for me, my memory, ne? And like if I look at my journey, sometimes I sit and I think, where do I come from? And also, looking at my health, how sick I got, the challenges that I've been through, but I'm still here. I had friends who only had a headache, and that was it.
Right.
One of my friends actually, who gave up her life to come and stay with us just to take care of me, she fell and her leg broke, and 2 days after she passed away, just like that. So I think when I think of all those people, I feel like they sacrificed their life for me. You understand? So I cannot give up now when I know I had warriors who
Fought for
sacrificed for
you.
me to get another chance. They took my spot, basically, if I can put it that way. So whenever it gets tough, I just think of them and I'll be like, it's not over yet. I still need to push. I still need to raise awareness. I still need to go and teach people. I still need to go and speak and educate people about lupus because it's unknown and it's always misdiagnosed. So people end up passing away because of the doctors didn't really do a proper diagnosis to say, this is the problem, this is how we can sort it out. So my strength, I draw it from that to say I still need, if I have not touched anyone's life in a month, then I haven't done anything yet. I still need to push more.
Okay. And what advice would you give to someone who is 16 years old and they just found out that they've got lupus as well?
You are fighting a wolf that no one can see, only you. And this wolf is going to attack you. It's going to attack your physique, it's going to attack your mental status. But when you need to ensure how you fight it, because you are the only one that can control it. And if you allow it to control you, it's over. Once it takes over your mind, it's over. So you need to fight and tell yourself that you are going to make it. No matter how dark it gets, no matter how hard it gets, you will make it. And it's not only dependent on you as an individual, but your family also. We need support from our families. When someone is sick, do not ask how. You should be asked, don't ask how did you get it? Where did you get it? You must ask, what can we do to make it better? And once you say, what can we do? It's easy for me to say, do what. But if you're going to say, how did you immediately shut me down.
Because you also don't know how you got it.
So you just fight. That's all. Fight. You must be a warrior. That's the one thing about lupus. We are lupus warriors. And we are called purple butterflies. And if you look at a butterfly, it's beautiful. That's what you're supposed to. That's what you're supposed to think. I'm beautiful and I can fly. I can fly high, but only if you believe it here.
You would say that.
Yeah.
Okay, and I actually wanted to ask. I don't know how I forgot that question, but when you are sick and you're going through all this, how do you get into dating in order for you to even have a shot? Like, how do you even think of it? Okay, maybe I can try.
I mean, if you look at me, you're not going to say I've got a disability, number one.
You wouldn't.
Because when we talk of a disability, your first thing is she going to be coming with a wheelchair? Is she blind?
Is she going to be walking with a stick?
Yeah. Yes. But when I come and you're like, no, but she's got to just be like, where is it? You can see it, So dating is very easy. The problem comes when during the relationship and then you get sick, because now you have to explain what's body kana.
This is what's happening.
Yes. But dating is very easy for us. And for me, what I do is when I meet someone, I don't first time and open up and say, but this is, I keep quiet. Okay. And I let the relationship go. And until maybe if I have an episode or if I'm active, I'm waiting for you to come and ask what's wrong. And that's where you see, is this a partner or what? Because if you fall sick, mostly people back away.
They back away, especially when you now tell them that this is what is going on.
And they start ghosting you and what. So I keep quiet, and then because I know my seasons. Winter is not for me. When it's winter, I hate winter. I thrive in summer, although it's not, but it's much better. The symptoms are better in summer than in winter. So when it's winter, it's terrible. So that's where you see what type of a person.
What type of a person?
You know? And if you are in a relationship with someone, especially with lupus, I can go to bed fine, but tomorrow morning it's a struggle. I can't even get out of bed. So that's when you see when someone you're like you can't get out of bed. What do they do? Do they ask, "Can I help you? Are you okay?" Then you can start opening up to that person and saying this. But it's easy. It's easy to.
And have you ever had a partner who once you disclosed your situation, they just walked away?
No, I've never.
You've never.
I think they don't believe me. I really
because they're like, guys,
yeah,
this
like,
one
what
is
is
so
she talking
healthy.
about? You know, I think they don't believe me at all. Even if I explain, okay, this is the situation, or normally what I do, I say, can you please Google this for me? I need information. And then they Google and they come back. Yeah, they need to explain to me this and this and this and this, and then I'm like, okay. So what if I told you that I have that? You're like, oh, for how long? And I tell them, oh, but I think they don't believe me. Up until maybe something happens, then they're like, oh, so yeah, no, honestly, then we do have it. Because with all my relationships, I think they ended because of either there was cheating involved, but it never had anything to do with my health or whatever. It's just the men tendencies that, yeah.
And how do you stay having? I know you said, Baba said your child's name is Faith and you need to fight for her. But how do you stay believing in God so much? Because you're one of the most active people I know at church. If there's anything new at church, you are there at the forefront, fighting for it to be seen and recognized. How do you do that?
Because I know what I wouldn't have made it if it wasn't for God. If God wasn't by my side, I wouldn't have made it. I wouldn't have. And I believe that He chose me to have, because my mom had 4 children. I had an older brother who passed away, then it's me. I have a younger sister and a younger brother. Out of the 4, I'm the only one that has lupus. In our family, my entire family, both from my mom and my dad's side, I'm the weakest link on both sides. All my cousins are 100% healthy. It's only me. And I believe that I was specifically chosen. My purpose basically was that you are going to fall sick and you are the one that's going to make it out. You are a testimony. You are a living testimony that there is a God, there is a living God, and people are going to see that through you. Because if I didn't go through what I went through, you wouldn't believe that there is actually a God, that is actually protecting us. Because to go to bed is nature, but to wake up is God's mercy and grace. So I'm that living testimony. So I always tell people that whenever you see me, you must know that there is God. Because I've been through a lot.
Sure. And the reason why I'm asking this is because I just don't remember the specific year when you were hospitalized and you said 2013, you gave birth to your daughter. It was 2013. I was in matric and my mom was telling me about, Busi Muhle yazi, this and this and this is happening to her. Then I remember one time she came to hospital and she couldn't she was not okay. She was like, what I saw there. And I'm just like, me personally, I would be questioning God. I would be cursing God. I would be doing everything on earth. Even if I've made it, I would still be like, okay, I've made it, but why do I still have it?
Yeah.
Why don't you just remove it so that I can be a full testimony with you can have this and then it's fully gone? I would always say to my mom, and I think for the longest time, I would look at you at church and I would feel sorry for you. I'm not gonna lie.
I know it's
I would look at you and I would feel sorry for you. And I'm like, oh God, Diaz, why? When she's so active, okay, why not give the rebellious people like us?
Look, one thing for sure, it's not easy. I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy. It's very difficult. I think there's also times when I also question God to say, if I wasn't sick, I would probably be working. I'd be staying in my own house. I'd be married. You know, I'd be driving my own car. But no, I'm still here under my mom and dad's roof. And I feel like if I wasn't here, who was going to help my parents? If I wasn't here, who was going to, my siblings, draw their strength from me? You know, I think they're pushing themselves to a point where they are working twice as hard because now they're thinking, if anything happens to Ubusi, we need to make sure Utobile is taken care of, you know. And Ubusi is not working as siblings since Anjani. So in essence, my being here, it's actually pushing them to achieve more than what they had expected to achieve. Because now they're thinking, oh, but we have someone that we need to take care of to ensure all right, you know. And when people look at me, they're like, oh, she's working, man, low.
Oh, right.
Guys, I'm not working. It's a case of you need to understand what every morning when you wake up, it's a chance for you to do better what you did the day before. So I wake up and I'll be asking God, okay, so today my joints are painful. Why? Like, why, God? Why me? Why this? Or you apply for a job and they're like, oh no, we can't take you because you will constantly be sick. You'll be admitted in hospital or whatever. And you think, but why? Like, what am I supposed to do on earth? And then I realized, well, no, Mina, is to inspire people and push people at the back to make sure those great people that you see there,
You are the reason behind them.
pushing them. You know, I'm pushing them with
Wow.
guys. When you are healthy, 100%, you are fine. You can go and work. Yeah, but we are at the back. We will keep on pushing. When you see
pushing
us,
you.
you must remember our, you know. So I do question. I don't want to lie. I do have a conversation with God and ask Him why me. Out of all these people, why me? And also, you find someone who healthy, 100% healthy, ne? And then abe nomntwana but umntwana abe ne-disability. First question azibuzayo ukuthi ubusi umntwana
100%
mina,
healthy.
why am I getting it, you know? And that is where then we have to have a conversation with, no, it's not about that. Yeah, but you must find something great ngalo mntwana lo baphile wona. There's something that you also need to do kuye lo mntwana lona to inspire other people. Yeah, but so it's a process, guys. We can't all go to work. We can't all you know, be successful. Angeke sigraduate sonke. And unfortunately, there's people that need to be cheerleaders, and there's those that need to be at the forefront of the race.
Wow. And at what stage do you get to accepting that it's okay? I accept that I am going to be a cheerleader, and it's a good enough role for me.
It's a process. You need to first accept what you have and accept the challenges and accept that I can't do this. As much as I want to, I can't. So what is it that I can do to substitute that I can't do that? And then you need to then come back and say, okay, since well I cannot go to university and stay at rest and study full time, what can I do? You know, to ensure that I'm not left out from the world. Because again, if you get left out from the world, when there's conversation, you'll be left out because you don't know what they're talking about. But there are other ways to empower yourself. For as much as they will be talking about their IT conversations and what you don't understand the terminology, you change that topic to fit you.
To fit you.
You understand, because of you've empowered yourself in a different way from what they have empowered themselves with. And I think then you'll then realize, okay, I need to try by all means to be amongst the top people there, even though it's not academically, but some way, somehow. I think that is why also at church, the roles that I play, I want those roles where I interact with people, young people, inspire young people and whatnot. I mean, I sit with people that have graduated, that are working in high places, ne? And I'd be sitting there like, no, we are this and this and this, Mara. At the end of the day, they're gonna do what I said they must do.
Because the roles have changed.
Do you understand? Because I empower myself. If you come to me and you say, I've graduated in what was it? I'm like, okay. And I go and research it because I believe as much as when you went to school, Linda, I can get the information about it. so that when we sit together, we can match.
We can match. We
Yes.
can at least have a civil
Yeah.
conversation.
So that's one thing also. Never give up and never sell yourself short. Tell yourself for a little, I'm one of you guys, but as much as I'm still on the way, I'm coming,
I'm
Mara.
definitely one of you guys.
Yes.
And do you think marriage is still on the cards for
Oh,
you?
definitely.
Okay. Oh, I love your positivity.
Definitely. Oh yes. No, I see myself married. Yes. I see myself in my own house, driving my own car. Like I see those things. You know, I love love. Anything that has to do. I root for love, and I know he's there somewhere coming.
He's there.
Yeah.
Delay Marieza.
Yes.
Yes.
Because another thing is I don't want someone who's gonna come to me and say, okay, sizoshada ngicela sibe nomntwana oyi-1 ozosihlanganisa. Ngikuphi ibhuti lo mntwana loyo? So I want someone who's already matured, who's been through all that, who will now say, okay, here's my 3-4 kids, here's your 1 kids, join these people, let's settle down, sikhulise abantwana. You understand? So I know he's coming.
You know, funny enough, young as I am, I also just want a blended family.
Yes.
I'm fine. I'm just like, you want kids from who, my brother?
You understand?
2 years do you want to waste?
No,
because it's basically 2 years, 9 months of pregnancy, and then the other 1 year of the child growing. Yeah, no.
No.
Okay, yeah. I just want to know now. You said you are studying Gangane and you're just trying to upskill yourself. What goals would you say you have for yourself career wise? Because I think as a financial manager, we can say, or financial accountant, you can work from home
Yes.
or, yeah. So, what goals do you have in terms of that?
I want to see myself owning my own company, assisting people with their financial problems. And then also firstly, let me say I want to see myself graduating. I want to see myself climbing that stage.
You want to be wearing that gown.
Yes.
I can
I want
imagine,
to see
Mama.
that. Whether I'll be 60 or what, but I want to see
You
myself.
want to wear that gown.
Yes. And I want to open my own company. And then I want to absorb those kids who don't have anything. You know, I think for the longest of times, and when I think about my journey, even from a young age, I would always say to my friends when we were playing, but I'm not going to have a child, I'm going to adopt a child. So what I want to do is, if once I'm well established, my goal is to have a home where I will take, even if it's 3 kids, that I will personally take under my own wing, like in a school, when they graduate and become something by themselves. And then those kids, the only thing that they will thank me with is to do the same to other 3 kids. That's, you see, if I can achieve that,
and then you know,
then you can say rest in peace. I'll be done. I'll be signing out.
And let's get to that unfortunate moment of rest in peace. It's nobody knows when it's gonna come, unfortunately. But if you were to be given an opportunity today to say something to your parents and your siblings, something that they can always remember after you are long gone, what would you say?
Sure. What would I say? I would say it as well. It is well. You've seen me. I've struggled. I have overcome. But now it is well. I'm in a place where there's no more pains. There's no more struggles. It's just laughter and happiness like it was. Even in the hardest times, you'd find me smiling, Mara, the pain is there. But now, aksekho. So it is well.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Busi. And I just want to say, like, from someone who's observed you from a distance for the longest time, I am highly, highly encouraged by your life story. Sometimes I look at you and I'm like, Mara, how? The last service that we had, MD, I saw you walking past with this KD and his skipper Samayango. And I'm telling my friend, I'm like, do you know that? I'm not sure if it was my friend or my sister that I was telling. I'm like, do you know that this lady has gone through things that I don't think you and I could ever like go through and just pass over. And I'm just like, wow, man, your story is really encouraging, and keep on telling your story to people. Keep sharing your testimony. Best believe, even if you're in a room of 100 people, there's definitely going to be 1 or 2 people that will hear you and will be touched by your story.
Definitely.
So yeah, we're gonna go to, they call it, well, I call it Fun Five with Mutle. It's my favorite part of the So I want your song of the week.
My song of the week, I say we're happy, we're driving.
Okay. Okay. And your movie or series of the week?
Yo, anyone? Eh?
Mm.
For this week, I would go with on 161, My Brother's Keeper.
In my mind, I was like, please don't say My Brother's Keeper.
My Brother's Keeper.
Why My Brother's
Utoga,
Keeper?
Utoga.
I knew it.
I want to see him suffer.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say Dong. But then also, let's talk about that Donga thing. If he suffers, ne, and okay, he's suffering emotionally, and let's say it gets to the part where he suffers financially, it's still going to impact the wife as well. So is it not better for him to just...
Mamela, Katazil is very strong. She's a strong woman. Ne? Now, if it was me in her case, I would have left. Immediately when he got that money and then he started to change, I would have left. Because Utonga was supposed to come back with that money and say, my wife,
this is the money
this is
that
the money.
what
You
can we
wanted your
do?
business. How can I help you to establish your own business? Instead, Umfazi wakhe had to go and work for his brother. You understand? And you know, unimali. So I feel ukuthi manje, those girls must clear him out. So that he can suffer and come back and beg the wife to help him to get back again on his feet. Because he's taking her for granted, man. Okata has been there for the longest of time. We all make sure that he's a man that he is. Mara today,
Hey, men.
men. Mara, we love them, banjalo.
Hey, they're the heel. And I guess you're not really much of a YouTube person. So I would say your TikToker of the week.
Yo, TikTok of the week, no. I'm not into TikTok that much.
You're not into TikTok? Okay, which social media platform are you into?
Surprisingly, I'm not a fan of social media.
None of them. Okay, but also I would get, because you have quite a busy schedule. So
I
you
believe
wouldn't
I
really
should
have
be
time.
the TikToker of the week.
Yes.
And the YouTuber. Like my daughter's even asking, Mom, why don't you have your own channel where we speak about lupus and all that? But I don't know. I'm just not into that kind of things. I don't know why.
Sure. And this month would have been a great month to start. It would have been.
Yeah, I think I should actually.
You should just test yourself out and post one video and see what happens. I promise you, after posting one video, you will keep.
No, I actually should. I should. I have a friend actually who I met through church now, on a disability, but our disabilities are so different. But since we actually spoke to each other and taught each other's disabilities, we're so close. We share, like, she's actually the one that actually pushed me to say, you can still study, girl. You know, I mean, I didn't know that if you go to a TVET college, there's a disability unit that works with us specifically. Girl, we don't stand in the line with other people. We have our own.
You have your own.
You understand?
Oh,
And I
okay.
learned that through her. And I think she's the one person that I can say to her, let's do
this.
And when we tell people,
This is how it started.
So, you know, I think, yeah. If she had TikTok, I would say her. I would actually say her, yeah.
Okay, and then the one quote that you live by.
Don't give up. You are better than what you were yesterday. So don't give up. You have another chance to do better than what you did yesterday. Don't give up. Don't. Whatever happens, don't give up. Whether it's sickness, whether it's a relationship that failed, whether it's work, whether it's, don't give up. Don't. If we could make it, Surely you can.
Surely
If
you
there's someone who
can.
doesn't have legs but is able to work using their hands, if there's someone who can't talk but is doing this, if there's someone, I mean, there's people who have got a lot of challenges, but they can do it. Where now? What is your problem?
What is your excuse?
Yes, and people need to understand that there is no normal way or there's no right way to do things. Maybe we are walking like this, Marakante Kante, the right way is actually the wheelchair. That's the right. You understand? So there's no normal way. The only thing is we need to adopt and accept each other and understand which asifani. But at the end of the day, indlela yethu yokuza emhlabeni is the same. Neyophuma. It might not be the same, but we're gonna end up in one place anyway.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
okay. That's all. Let's just love each other, man.
Okay, and lastly, one skincare product that you swear by.
Well, because of me personally, disabilities, it affects my skin. Is this emulsifying oil?
Okay.
If you get that, you'll never go wrong. You can't understand this emulsifying oil. You can use it as a soap. You can use it as a lotion. For all skin types, even babies, just emulsifying oil. You see my skin? Yeah.
Okay, I will actually check it out. I will check it out.
Emulsifying oil, that's the best ever.
Okay, and then one last thing, because I'm a liker of things, and I saw the first thing that I saw when I walked in. Tattoos. I want to ask you, how do you, with a mother as strict as Uma Tobela and a father like Uma Tobela, come to their house with tattoos?
Secret. Secret. The first tattoo that I got was my daughter's name. So I've always wanted a tattoo name. And not because of what, but because of I felt it's okay, disability. I want to see what happens if I do a tattoo.
Oh, okay.
So I went, and the first one was my daughter's name on my back. I came with it, and my mom was like, "Wow, that's beautiful."
Oh, wow!
But we hid it from my dad.
Okay.
And then I went and I did because my late brother, did wings and his name. And then I came like, "Mommy, oh, that's nice." You know? And for me to see whenever we have events, and then we see a two she'll be like, your design must
show,
you know. So I'm like, oh, so okay.
So girl actually likes this tattoo.
So when my dad saw it, he wanted to comment, but he was like, that's the nicest thing about having a disability. Before they shouted you, they need to think first, how is it gonna
affect you?
So he's thinking, and I'm like, okay, so before he says anything, I'm gonna do it. So I went and then I got their names. And immediately when he saw it, he was like, it's not bad because it's not a swear word. Yeah, so I think the fact that it's not anything offensive. It's something that is dear to my heart. And they asked me, but why are you doing? I'm like, because that's the only thing that I'm going to keep. Even if you say rest in peace, they will still be with me. Keep it. Yes, you know. And yeah.
Wow, okay. Thank you so much for your time, Busi. I really enjoyed. I don't know if I would say enjoy or I got a lot of information, but somewhere along the two, something happened there. But yeah, thank you so much for your time.
It's a pleasure.
I really appreciate
Thank you for thinking about me.
I did. I thought about you for the longest time. But Mina, as per usual, I'm always afraid of approaching people all the time.
Which I find very funny because I'm the one person who is easy to approach. So when you said I wanted to, I'm like, get to the point. No, I'm really honored that you actually approached me and giving me the opportunity to share my story also. Thank you so much. I hope it touches
even if it's just one person. Yeah. It definitely will. Definitely will. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. And if you got this far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.